It's been a while since we've been able to give you an update on the Rampage Jackson situation stemming from a KnoxPro event that took place last month. We can officially give you an update on it now. You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Ross is going to tell you.
TMZ Sport reports that Rampage Jackson has finally been arrested following the assault of Syko Stu, as we just mentioned there last month. The arrest took place in the early hours of yesterday morning, Thursday morning, was a booking on a felony charge of aggravated assault. Booking records for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department know Jackson was arrested at 9 a.m. local time on September the 18th and booked at 1:39 p.m. at Van Nuys office in the Los Angeles Police Department. As of the time of writing, he's still in there, but there is a $50,000 bond.
Yeah, so that has not been paid. Again, at time of recording, that Rampage Jackson remains in custody. That $50K bond still remains in place. I would imagine that will change at some point in the coming day.
Well, his dad's ready for it. His dad famously said he's got the college fund for the other kids and the police fund for Raja.
Yeah, his dad has talked about it. In fact, his dad said some quite pointed things about his son, which we're going to get to in a little bit. But how did we get here in the first place? Just to kind of remind you of what took place. Rampage Jackson, the son of MMA fighter Rampage Jackson, attended a KnoxPro wrestling show. KnoxPro Wrestling took place last month over Forbidden Door weekend, in which he streamed pretty much the entire thing on his Kick account. We saw an altercation between him and Syko Stu backstage just outside of the venue, where Stu struck Rampage Jackson with a beer can, assuming that he was part of the wrestling show. Still a strange thing to do. I think that goes without saying. Yeah. But there was an apology. Both sides shook hands, and they agreed to actually incorporate it into that night show, with Rampage Jackson coming to get revenge on Syko Stu in the ring to create a moment. AJ Manna, who was a major part of Knox, said on stream to Rampage Jackson that he should make sure he gets his receipt, i.e. gives him one for the very real shot that he gave him, which was a concerning thing to say from somebody who has been around the wrestling for a long time to somebody who hasn't been around the wrestling for a long time. And we saw throughout this as well, Rampage Jackson being goaded by the 10-year-olds that follow him on stream. Just can't believe you got punked out by a wrestler.
Yeah, his own dad as well was making comments about professional wrestling as a whole.
Yeah,
not very flattering comments about professional wrestling as a whole either.
Not the way that you'd expect a former member of the main event mafia to speak anyway. And this all sort of bubbled over, and you could see Rampage Jackson becoming more flustered by the whole thing, to the point where he was saying, and he's called on stream saying, give me 50 likes and I'll knock him out for real. I was like, this isn't going well. And then we got the moment itself.
Yeah, Raja gets in the ring. Of course, we see the takedown he does, which I think knocks out Stu initially, but then 21 shots are done straight to Stu's head. Thankfully, people get in there and pull him off. But yes, horrible from start to finish.
Yeah, Douglas Mallow being considered the savior of this, because once it was realized that this was getting out of control, the plan was going to be, according to reports and what we see on stream, is that Rampage Jackson would get on top of Syko Stu and punch him until he was pulled away from Syko Stu, and there was an attempt to pull him away, but he wasn't having it,
no.
And that was when everybody realised this has got out of control. And Douglas Mallow is the wrestler that is sort of considered the hero of this piece. It was him that managed to pull Raja away as Raja was swinging and biting him as he did so as well. Several other wrestlers then get in the ring as well. There's a pinfall counted in amongst all this, which which drew into question the training school itself, the KnoxPro Academy training school. It's like, well, if all this is going on, why are you still carrying on the match? But this has clearly got absolutely out of control. 21 times in total, Rampage Jackson struck Syko Stu, rendered him unconscious, a litany of serious injuries, multiple lost teeth, and a week in critical care following the incident. Syko Stu himself has said since then he doesn't actually recall what happened. I think once that takedown happened, I think everything else goes a little bit hazy for him.
Yeah, he just seemed to just be lifeless, doesn't he, straight away?
Yeah.
And then, it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going.
The aftermath of this saw a GoFundMe raised to support Syko Stu. Multiple injuries, as we say, several lost teeth, some real gruesome injuries, and a week in intensive care as well. Almost $250,000 raised to cover medical expenses and lost earnings for Syko Stu as well. AJ AJ Manor. He's the guy that encouraged Raja Jackson to give Stu the receipt. He went on a podcast and said that he was fired from his job for it. He's since walked it back and said that he was actually suspended from his job, which is slightly better. The Academy there's a little update on the Academy today, I noticed.
Yeah, so initially we had the reports of like the trainees dropping off in terms of just the bad publicity surrounding the entire thing and them just losing the trainees, which is a shame to hear about the promotion itself, obviously because Rikishi's involved in that kind of thing. But it carried on operating regardless, according to Douglas Mallow, with the Train Academy taking place last night, according to Rikishi's Instagram story. So it looks like they might have weathered the storm, kind of, the promotion, the training school itself. Now they might be picking a little bit back up again.
Yeah, Rikishi, I think, would be keen to sort of handle this PR nightmare. The one thing that we heard from a couple of interviews around sort of KnoxPro Academy in this is that it's Rikishi's wrestling school, but he will be there for a little bit and then he'll leave other parties in charge of it. The names that are coming up are names like AJ Manor, names like Black Pearl as well, and he'll disappear for a bit, but then all the things that he wanted to implement into KnoxPro sort of start disappearing the longer he's away, and then he has to come back and hard reset it again. So I would imagine that in the wake of all of this, Rikishi's probably been more hands-on with KnoxPro Academy in the interim at least. Rampage Jackson recently spoke to Ariel Helwani about this incident, and when it comes to sort of what his thoughts are for his son. I mean, Ross has already said it. There was the comment that Raja made where he said he's got college funds for some of his kids and bail money for Raja Jackson. So he's always been aware that there's this streak within him. Rampage told Ariel Helwani that he believes his son should do prison time at this point, alongside community service and undertake anger management classes for what he did. And I think that says a lot about in terms of how Rampage's thoughts towards his son. He's going, he should probably go to jail for a while now.
I mean, the footage is pretty damning, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess that's what you got to say there, because obviously the money is there. You would assume if he wanted to do the bail, but maybe he could teach his own son a lesson, kind of thing.
It could possibly be that. It's taken a while to get to this point. We know that the LAPD were gathering evidence ahead of this, and people think, well, why aren't you just arresting him the next day? I mean, the one thing that comes to my mind, it might be a case of you might need Syko Stu to officially press charges, and obviously if he's in a week in intensive care and coming out of the back of that might be a decision he might not want to make straight away because he's focused on staying alive mainly. There could be a litany of reasons for that, but regardless, as we started this video, it was yesterday, 9 a.m. local time. He was arrested with Raja Jackson and booked at 1:39 p.m. in custody on a $50,000 bond. And when we know more about it, we'll know more at Cultaholic.com.
I tell you what, I'm glad to hear that because there was reports at the time coming out saying that people, the higher ups at KnoxPro, were saying like, if before you speak to the police, make sure you speak to us. And I'm glad that those reports have sort of died down a bit, and it seems like the due process is actually going to start happening now.
It seems like it is going to be.
That seems like a dark and horrible twist for the tale to take, isn't it?
Very dark and horrible tale, but we will keep an eye on it for you as we are wont to do. Away from all of that, it is a double wrestling pay-per-view weekend. It is AEW All Out and followed by WWE WrestlePalooza. We're all over it, aren't we, Ross?
Yeah, so pictures are on the channel now for WrestlePalooza. Pictures and predictions on the channel right now. One video, one big girthy half-hour video went live yesterday for WrestlePalooza and All Out. Live streams will take place as the shows are going on live over at twitch.tv/Cultaholic for All Out. Then we'll pass over to YouTube right when the show's happening for WrestlePalooza. Tom will be here with the What Happened That's from both shows. I'll be on the Patreon next week with WTFs for both shows. It's all systems go.
And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Goodbye now.